Welcome to Nature Speaks, everyone. My name is Tracy, and this is today's message channeled from the spirits and energies of the natural world. And today I have an urgent message coming to us from the Great Spirit of the Horseshoe Crab. Great Spirit of the Horseshoe Crab steps forward as they self-describe, a much older relative, perhaps an aunt or an uncle, great, of a member of the family of life here. And as foreign as we may appear, nevertheless, we are still all from the same source. And they're stepping forward now, because in the last several decades, humans have been literally taking horseshoe crabs out of the water and bloodletting them, taking their blood out from them, and then returning them. And the blood that they're taking out is used, and it is a powerful tool, there's no doubt, and it's used to create anything that we would use to inject ourselves with, not to create it, but to test it, to make sure that there's nothing in the vaccines that we're making, say for COVID or other vaccines, that have and would actually be worse than the cure for whatever it is that we are injecting ourselves with to cure what would be invading our bodies or what we are trying to protect ourselves from, that would look to us as a meal or as a new home, or these parasites or bacterium. And the reason that horseshoe crab blood works so well for this is that there's something in it that is able to identify and to stop anything that's coming in that's in that manner a foreign, trying to get into the physiology. It's a law, actually, that this is used to test all vaccines. Now think of how many millions and millions and millions of vaccines that we have been generating over the last few years to help ourselves. And they acknowledge that they're not seeking to deny us what we have and feel is so essential to us. However, it's all about not being so hungry, if you will, that we consume their whole existence on this planet through what we perceive perhaps as something that may be expendable or something that is simply there to serve what we need, rather than an entire species that has and actually is one of the most successful species on this planet. As they say, they have survived every single extinction event here on this planet, and yet now they face an extinction event where they aren't sure if they're going to be able to continue. There's a time in the season where they come on shore to lay their eggs, to mate and to lay their eggs, and they are grabbed up and taken out to have the blood pulled out of them at this point. And then and some don't survive this, and then when others are tossed back, they're so depleted that they don't have the resources necessarily to reproduce, and so their numbers are dropping, both through the destruction of the animals, through our behaviors, and also through that which is simply their inability to continue with enough energy to actually call forth their own continuance. Scientists have now, basically, I guess, created a synthetic version of what it is in their blood that is so essential to these testing of the injectables, the vaccines, that they say, now that you understand what it is, you've mapped it out and you've created it, please use that instead of using us. And they look to us and encourage that now that we have created a synthetic version, that we turn to that and then offer them the opportunity to know themselves in continuance. We're not using this word, but the stealing of our blood would be accurate, and therefore our life force, for your own needs, not to perceive them just as an expendable resource or as something that doesn't have and isn't in of itself an incredible species of life and very much aware of what's going on. And they basically continue in moderation to offer the great power of their blood to us with the request that we offer to them that which is the opportunity to continue in this earth plane. So this is the short video summary that's coming to us from the great spirit of the horseshoe crab. And to all who have and receive it, I am most grateful for your light. If you are drawn to consume more than this short video summary, access to the full channeling of today's update is available on the Gaia Translate podcast, streaming now on your favorite podcast platform, or listen for free at www.gaiatranslate.com.